Welcome back, design students. In this video we're going to create a watermelon. Now I know there's an orange here, but I thought that instead of recreating the whole studio setup here, that we would just open up one of our previous files like the apple or the orange, and then simply hide the objects in there and create the watermelon. But before I do that, I'm going to rename all of my objects so that I know what they are. Okay, so let's hide everything. And then let's go to the top viewport, and we're going to create a sphere in the center of the world. And then let's go to the front viewport, go to the Modify tab, get the Scale tool, and scale this upward like so. And then let's add an FFD 3x3, and I'm going to get the control points and scale these in somewhat, and maybe scale these out somewhat. Don't want it to look too much like an egg. Maybe pull that down. Just kind of looking for it depends on how you want your melon to be long like that, or do you want it to be kind of round? I think I'm going to stay about right there. We can close that now, and then let's switch to the perspective view, and let's add an edit poly to the top of the stack and create a material. Go to a blank space. Let's name this material watermelon. Drag off the base color node, general bitmap, and find the watermelon texture that is in the textures folder that I gave you. And then drag it onto the melon object. Let's go ahead and close this, take a look at it and see what it looks like on top. Not bad. We could perhaps grab the central vertex, turn on soft selection, adjust the fall off, and maybe pull that down a little bit. Then maybe turn off soft selection and pull that vertex down. I just don't think watermelons are flat like that on the top. Maybe do this too, just a little bit. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now we could sculpt this, but I want to show you another technique to add some randomness, random lumpiness and stuff to it. So let's go to the modifier list and find the displace map, and let's make that spherical. And then we can displace a mesh based on different things. So to apply a map here, we're going to use a computer-generated map called a noise map. So go ahead and click this None button. And there are a number of noise maps in here. Do not use these. I want you to scroll down and find this older one, which is here. And then when we drag up the strength of the modifier, you can see that it begins to displace and make the melon lumpy. What we need to do to control this map is to open up the material editor, and drag that into the material editor and click OK. And then we can play around with the noise settings. Let's make it fractal, see what that does. Let's change the size of the noise. Let's make it not fractal again and see what that does. Drag up some more displacement. Play around with the size again. Try turbulence. That's too much. And you can change these colors and play around with the phase and all these sorts of things. But I think that's good enough. And let's see if we put a turbo smooth on it, if that helps make it look a little more normal. And see, that smoothed out some of those serious bumps. Okay, so let's open up the backdrop and unhide our lights. And then let's rotate our melon and set it up on the ground. I'm not sure how it would sit. Probably would sit on one of these flat spots that was created by the displacement map. And then let's turn on active shade and adjust the reflections and shininess of the material. Going to increase the roughness quite a bit and dial down the reflections. And I think that looks pretty good. I think something happened here. And then let's go ahead and do a final render. I think I want to zoom in some. And once that's finished rendering, you can save this, make it a JPEG, and upload it to your ArtStation portfolio. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial. That was a pretty easy one, and I'll see you in the next one.